Kalamazoo Metro Transit has been serving our community since 1967. The fleet of buses offers riders safe, reliable, and inexpensive transportation to many locations in Kalamazoo and the surrounding area. Nancy Earl knows all about the benefits of taking the bus. Nancy is an administrative secretary at the Upjohn Company in downtown Kalamazoo. Even though she owns a car, she takes the bus to work almost every day, which is something she thinks other car owners should also consider.
I would suggest they try it. A lot of people are just so into the car routine that they don't think about trying anything new. And try it, you'll like it. That's how I started. It took me a while thinking about it before I decided to do it, but then I never went back afterwards.
Nancy is the first person the bus picks up in the morning, but soon she's joined by other riders.
I ride the bus for sociability, number one. For me, it's very lonely to get in your car by yourself and drive by yourself and go into work by yourself. This way I have company to visit with on the way to work, someone to walk the 5 blocks that gets me to my job, and it's just nice.
Passengers like Nancy can take the bus to many different locations in the Kalamazoo area. Metro Transit has 14 bus routes throughout the community in the city of Kalamazoo, Portage, Comstock, Kalamazoo Township, Parchment, and Oshtemo. In most of these areas, buses run Monday through Saturday. More and more people in our community use the bus system each year. Assistant Transportation Director John Riston describes some of the busier routes.
Route 1 Westnedge, which services Crossroads Mall, Southland Mall, the Myers on Westnedge, and comes to downtown Kalamazoo, and that's probably one of the most heavily used routes that we have right now. Another route that's used very heavily is the route that goes through Western Michigan University. It services the university students and takes them to either downtown or out to West Main Mall, Maple Hill Mall. Then on the east side of town, you've got Route 5, which is Gull Road, East Main. That services some of the city's parks and also services the Myers on Gull Road. So with those, you've got a good area to go to shopping. There's recreation, theater, and things of that nature.
Kalamazoo Metro Transit, as we know it today, began in 1967. After residents voted to have the city take over the system when private ownership was having financial difficulties. But the Kalamazoo area had public transportation long before that. Horse-drawn streetcars were used here about 100 years ago. Then came the electric streetcar that was popular until the 1930s, when motorized buses started being used. Privately owned companies operated the bus system from 1932 to 1966. But rising operating costs and a downturn in ridership eventually led to a public vote in the fall of 1966 to have the city of Kalamazoo take over the bus fleet. This is when the Kalamazoo Metro Transit was born. Since the city took over the transit system, bus routes were revised and improved. Waiting time between buses was also reduced from 90 to 30 minutes. Passenger comforts were upgraded as older buses were replaced with new ones. Today, Metro Transit is convenient for many people, including riders like Jackie Carlson, who depends on a wheelchair to get around. Jackie is a receptionist at the Kalamazoo Chamber of Commerce. She lives in a downtown apartment building and uses the bus often.
I live at Skyrise Apartments, and if I need to go to Crossroads Mall, what I do is I pick up the bus downtown and then take it over to Crossroads Mall. Or if I need to go grocery shopping, for an example, to Myers, you know, I'll get on the bus, take it from there, and go out onto Westnedge. So, or a friend's house. I've done that too before, just to get across town. I would recommend the bus system to be, and I've even heard people say, you know, they got cars that a lot of them would prefer to take the bus instead of driving, because it's so much easier to get around town.
The Americans with Disabilities Act is a federal law that requires public buses to offer physically disabled riders the same privileges as physically abled passengers. So Kalamazoo Metro Transit offers lifts for wheelchairs, which are operated by the bus driver.
If anybody's handicapped and they need to use public transportation, I would definitely recommend to take the Metro Transit, simply for the reason it's not that expensive to ride.
For handicapped riders who can't ride a full-size bus because of a disability, Metro Transit offers the Metro Van. This provides riders curb-to-curb service during regular bus hours. Cost of this service is double the Metro Transit adult fare. An adult fare is $1. Children 6 to 14 ride for 85 cents. Children 5 and under are free. Reduced fares are also available for seniors and handicapped riders. Taking the bus is not only inexpensive, it's also easy. Here's how you do it. If you're using a pass, you give it to the driver to be punched when boarding the bus. Passes can be purchased at any number of locations, including the Kalamazoo City Hall and the Metro Transit Administration office. You can also buy a pass through the mail. If you don't have a pass, you can use tokens like these. One token is good for one ride. Tokens are dropped into the fare box when boarding the bus. You can buy them at token machines and other locations throughout the Kalamazoo area. If you don't have a pass or tokens, you can use quarters, which are dropped into the same fare box as the tokens. Actually, any combination of quarters, dimes, or nickels that add up to the current fare will work. But make sure you have the correct change before boarding the bus. Drivers don't carry money, so they can't make change. Many people in the Kalamazoo area depend on Metro Transit bus drivers to get them around town safely. These well-trained professionals are able to handle all kinds of driving conditions, including hazardous roads due to bad weather. Safety is also on the minds of the mechanics here at Metro Transit, who do routine preventative maintenance to keep the fleet of buses in top-running condition. The mechanics in the garage use a computer system that tracks the history of each vehicle and its maintenance record. The mechanics and other Metro Transit employees work hard to provide the community with excellent service. This from Transportation Director Bill Shomish.
We are, as a staff, very proud of what we do. We have a very professional team of drivers and mechanics and administrative staff, and I think the community has responded in kind with regard to the support that we have, both in those who use it and those who have voted for keeping the bus system alive and well.
Bill also says a strong Metro Transit system helps support a strong economy here in the Kalamazoo metropolitan area.
Absolutely. With the almost 1.5 million trips, half of which are used for work purposes. So I would have to say that we've got a definite impact upon the local economy in terms of allowing people to get to jobs and be an active participant in this community.
Many bus passengers are very pleased with the service they get from the Kalamazoo Metro Transit system. One of them is architect Gerard Brereton, who rides the bus each day to his office in downtown Kalamazoo.
It's quite enjoyable. It's a good service. I've had very little problems, if any.
Buses in Kalamazoo and the surrounding area are an important part of our community because they take people to their jobs, places to shop, and many other locations. Because it's supported by tax dollars, Metro Transit is able to offer passengers affordable, clean, and safe transportation. The Kalamazoo area is proud to be a first-class community, and the Metro Transit system here is just one more reason why it is.